Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, where are you? Are you at the mandir? Are you at the temple?
No, Maharaji, home temple.
Oh, very nice. Oh, beautiful. Very nice, Prabhuji.
Home temple.
Nice, nice, nice. It looks like a temple only, really.
No, just we opened 2-3 days before.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji. Nice, nice. Okay. Prabhuji is here. Pran Hari Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Accept our humble obeisances and
Yes,
Pran
Auntie.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, it's that time, so we can start with the Manglacharan. We just
Yeah,
did a...
please. Yeah, please.
Okay, Shashwin, are you able to do the Manglacharan, Bicha? Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivan Sadam Sahitam Krishna
Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana
Ishwari Pranamami Hari Hari Krishna
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Shashwin, for the wonderful Manglacharan recital. I was just turning the pages of my Bhagavad Gita and I've just realized that we have just finished.
Oh.
Okay, okay, Prabhuji, thank you very much for coming to our group. Today we have a special episode from you. And
okay.
You will introduce the topic to all of us.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji,
can I do a Yeah,
Yeah,
can I
I've
do
given
the
you the
sharing?
rights. I've
Okay.
given you the rights. Prabhuji,
Okay,
share.
okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. So, since we are almost everyone is Grasta, so one second, just 1 minute. Prabhu, you can come here closer. It's okay for you. You can come here. Yeah, you can hear me. I'm actually today I'm in Kismo actually.
Oh,
So,
Prabhu. Okay, that's good.
so
You are in the
yeah,
temple right now, Prabhuji?
yeah, I'm sitting in the temple only.
Nice.
So, let me share this.
Chukwai, leader. Chukwai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, just I'm sharing. So this is the topic for today, Grihastha Ashram actually. And yeah, you able to see my Mataji the screen? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, we are able to see the screen.
Okay, okay, no problem. That's good. So the Grihastha Ashram actually, I mentioned this is the lifeline of society actually. This is the topic actually we don't discuss actually, and but this is the important topic actually. This is a very important topic, but we don't discuss it actually. Why we don't discuss it? Because we never heard of much about the Grihastha. Yeah, we know there are 4 ashram, but we never touch on those ashram, that what exactly it is those ashram actually. So today I thought last time I discussed with you, okay, let me present this because I feel that there is a need for the hour actually. This is must for everyone to understand what is a Grihastha ashram is. So that's the reason why it's a lifeline of society. Why lifeline? I mentioned is a very important point for this to understand it, because today the world is very disturbed world actually. Everything is scattered, everything is in problem. They are fighting. They're doing so much of things. Yeah. So there's so much of problem in the world. So that's the reason it's mentioned the lifeline, because if the Grihastha is the backbone of the society actually. If the Grihasthas are well trained, if the Grihasthas manage their family well, their dependents also manage well, and they are the one who represent the world actually. We also represent the world in some or other way. The dependents also someday will become a prime minister, a president, or some leader of the other country. If the dependents and everyone is doing well, they are very well scriptured in the sense, basically they were educated in the Vedic education, they will part those information across the globe. And that the one day, that was the Prabhupada mission actually. Basically he wanted to see the world peaceful. Why the world is peaceful is not there? Prabhupada is not there actually. That's the reason the world is not peaceful today. If Prabhupada was there today, things would be better. But we don't have any leader, we don't have anyone who can take this forward actually, about the peace of the world. The peace of the world comes from basically from the Grihastha ashram, and that is what we are going to. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned, I have put it on this, that this Srila Prabhupada Grihastha ashram, meaning that is called ashram, Grihastha ashram, to live with wife and children, but the business is to how to develop Krishna consciousness. That is Grihastha ashram. We recommend, that is Prabhupada, because Prabhupada want to make another Varnashram Dharma back into the society. There is a little bit of Varnashram still left. It's not completely wiped out, but there is still left. But Prabhupada wanted to everywhere across the world. So because the Varnashram is the first step for you, for the realization to come to the spiritual platform. And from there, we can rise actually. So that is very important. Now look at the history of this the Grihastha ashram. What is the history? Actually, this was the Varna, is the part of the Varnashram, and the Lord started that actually. Lord said that to balance the human society, we needed, even the Lord knew that time from the very beginning. Even the Vyasdev knew that this is the Varnashram is very important for everyone to have the system in the society. And that to balance it actually, balance it, because we are right now, everyone is Shudra, everyone is doing others job, which is they are not qualified to, but they are doing the job. So that's the reason this Prabhupada wanted basically as per your quality, as per your guna, you do the particular kind of the job. But today, why we have so much of disturbance? Because they are not qualified for that kind of job. Doctor are making mistakes, the engineers are making mistakes, the soldiers or the others are making mistakes because they are not qualified for that. They are they are going there to earn the money. Their business is not to that. Their quality, they should adjust to the work, what the work they're getting. But what is happening, I'm getting money, so I'm getting trained for doctor, I'm getting trained for engineer, I'm getting for some other this business this thing. But we are not qualified. That we are forcefully making ourselves qualified educationally, materially, not spiritually. So this Varna ashram is completely a spiritual. Yeah. So, and what is the important part of this ashram? This important is basically the Grahasta ashram. From the Brahmachari ashram, the Brahmachari ashram, the Grahasta ashram, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi. Out of the four, the Grahasta ashram is the key, is the backbone. I mentioned is the lifeline of the society. So this ashram actually support all three ashrams. How? They, if someone children want to be a brahmachari, it need to come from the Grahasta ashram. If someone want to go to Vanaprastha, it need to go from the Grahasta ashram. If someone want to sannyasi, it need to go from the Grahasta ashram, right? From brahmachari can, but someone they have a parents, right? So that is mean basically they have seen some part of the Grahasta family in their life. That's the reason it's a key for the society. Now, if you look at those 12 Mahajan which you are seeing on the screen, and if you look at the after 12 Mahajan, you know all those they are very highly elevated. They were following spirituality. They're following complete dharma in their life. That's the reason they are calling, even they including the name of Yamaraj. This I put it in order so that for you to easily to understand that. Those, if you look at that, Lord Brahma was Grahasta, Lord Shiva was Grahasta, Prahlad Maharaj was Grahasta, Janak Maharaj was Grahasta, Samaya Bhumnu was Grahasta, then the Bali Maharaj was Grahasta, Yamaraj was Grahasta. So these are Grahasta people, and they have set the example for us how to be follow the dharma, how to follow the religion, how to follow the Lord, how to be disciplined. And their role was not just limited to a particular job. They were managing the entire universe, the entire spiritual and as well as the material world. So look at their responsibility. It's such a big responsibility there. But they all came from the Grahasta. They were managing well. Lord Shiva, perfect example of it. Prahlad Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, the Swayambhuna Manu. Those are Grahastas. They live their life very well, and they have given so much of. They have actually shown a way to the society how to live a Grahasta life. There are many other which we have not named, but these are as per our scriptures. There are 12 Mahajans, and these 12 Mahajans, if you look at the 7 are Grahastas. So it is important. Basically, they set the example that how to live the life. Now, what is the Grahasta goal actually? Why the Grahastas? The Prabhupada always gives a focus, because today ISKCON is standing. ISKCON is there because of Grahastas, because the Grahastas are giving so much their energy, their services, their everything they're putting to make ISKCON rise, or any other Samaj or any other institution, is because of Grahastas. It's not because of Brahmachari, it's not because of Sannyasi, it's not because of Vanaprastha. It is because of the Grahastas. They are the one who actually elevating this society like ours, ISKCON. But our important that we should know that what should be our goal. So as I mentioned, our first goal is to take the shelter of the Lord. That is the first. Here, if you look at the picture of Govardhan, everyone came to the shelter of the Lord, because He is the final who can protect you. No one can protect you except the Lord Krishna. So in the Govardhan Leela, you can see that Ahab is lifting the mountain, and everyone came and saw the Lord there face to face. So that our is basically take the shelter, because He is the only who can provide the shelter. There is no one. Keep the Lord Krishna in center. In Grahastha life, we have to keep the Krishna in center. When we have every family, there is not a single family in the world, the wife or husband don't fight. They fight. But their goal is Krishna and their everything is Krishna. Then they actually reconcile. They actually come to a point of agreement. Okay, we will not fight. We are doing for Krishna. Then they appreciate each other's work. They cooperate with each other. They help each other. So that's the reason, because they feel that whatever we are doing is doing for Krishna. Is not doing for their body. It's not doing for themselves. It is only for Krishna. Because and the Krishna automatically takes care of, which we'll talk later in this part. And then what is going to performing devotional service. These are the three. There are many goals you can set up in your life, but I'm saying that these are the key goal for a grihasthas to have, to take the shelter of the Lord, keep Krishna in the center, and perform a devotional service. So it is very important for us to make our goal set, and then once our goal is set, we know about the goal, then it is very well. If the football team is playing and they don't have any goal, they will throw ball here and there and all that. So we should not be a goal-less. We should have our goal, what we want to achieve after how many years, what we want to see. Like so many Maharaj, even Prabhupada said that we should see that we need to realize what we have done from last Kartik till now. That how many we have, do we have increased our rounds, or we have not increased our rounds, or what additional we are doing in the devotional practice. Are we reading more? Are we chanting more? Are we getting more association? Are we attending more class? What is the next level you have? Like every business, they take a stock of their business as well as their stock, which is of their products and all that. So they always see that if my today's stock is, let's say 100, I want to next year I want to make it 120. My sale is $1 million. I want to make it $1.5 million or 2 million, like that. So everyone have a goal, material goal and spiritual goal. So this is our spiritual goal. And the spiritual goal, we all need to have that, what we want. We are going, actually, we are just moving without goal. Completely, we are moving without goal. And that's the reason we get bewildered, we get into illusion, we get so much, because we are not set for our goal. What is our goal is? So for the grihasthas, this is the three main goals. There are many goals, you can set it, but I'm just giving from my side. So why grihastha ashram is important, actually, right? Because it basically actually nourishes and it sustains and preserve all the ashram. Because what happened there, as I mentioned in the beginning, is all the families come from the all these ashram actually come from the grihastha ashram, actually the brahmachari and all that. So it is important. They if you have like the devotees sons and sons who goes gurukul, the parents know that what is important for them. Yes, material knowledge is important, but important than that is basically the Vedic education, our scriptures, how do we live, how do we what happened in our past, what we are, what is how do we set our goal, what we have to worship, and there are so many methods are there. So basically it's a ashram. When we study well, when we give a proper study, so when we study well, when we understand that in the grihastha ashram, because the husband and wife understand well that this is a part of our, we need to give this education to our children, our relatives, our friends and all that, then everyone will go for that. And then what will happen, our children will go for for ashram, for gurukul and all that. They will study in those ashram, and then automatically then further give that whatever the knowledge they have got it from their gurukul education, they will give it to other also. So this is basically, and gurukul is not like that, okay, people think, oh, it's only Vedic literature. No, gurukul gives all kind of study. If you look at that today, they have combined studies of the material as well as spiritual. So it's a combination of both. There are some gurukuls who you can get actually a degree of a college as well as your Vedic education. So both are combined. But I've seen that my daughter, she's in university now, and they are teaching her Bhagavad Gita. I was surprised and I was very happy. and then she chosen a Sanskrit language to accompany Bhagavad Gita. So I was surprised. Say that they have she's reading, she's studying psychology. So she said that we need to she get a case, like some case, that study that case, and then she need to make a point on that. So now they've given the case of read the Bhagavad Gita, every chapter they need to make a study of that, what is important for what happened in this chapter and all that. So the university level also they are starting in India also, that reading the Bhagavad Gita and to get the Vedic education. Now she was telling me that, you know, the people, they appreciating that why we have not done this education of Bhagavad Gita in our school. We have lost so much of that. This is our part of our life, but we are missing that life. Why it was not there? But today they have realized it. Now I think other university also starting, and gradually over the period of time, then more the demand will come. I was hearing one devotee, so he's in sales and marketing. So I asked him that how do you create a demand in the of your product in the market? He said, I don't go to the directly to the wholesaler who sells in bulk, right? I go to very small town where they have a one shop or very little, and I give them information about my product. Okay, this is the product. I like every day I go to 10 shop in small villages or small town. Now when I tell them about the about my product and the price and everything, they appreciate that. It's in the why your product is then. But if I go to the wholesaler, he will not appreciate that because he has already so many other products. But the villager or the small town, they appreciate that. And then those villager actually are in large number, and they then pushed for the wholesaler. Similarly, our education, we have now you see the effect of this education of Bhagavad Gita. Everyone is trying to read it, everyone want to understand it. Now this way the force is coming from. The force is coming where we actually all the Prabhupada disciples and everyone actually went into town and villages. They have preached, and now it is coming into force now, and everyone is trying to read it. As Mata is saying that she was looking in the page that we have completed, is because why? Because this force is coming, the energy, Prabhupada energy is coming, and it is coming because somehow other the Grahasta people are getting together, like Mataji is doing, Eldred is doing. They are collecting everyone, giving the education. Now Shashwin is there. He is speaking so well. Now tomorrow he will give his when he grow up, he will give to other also the same education. So that is the importance of the Grahasta Ashram, is the key of the thing. Now very important a part of the duties and responsibility of Grahasta Ashram. So what are our duties actually? The first duty, there was a Yamunacharya was there, who was the spiritual master of Ramanujacharya of Sri Sampadadaya. So he was very learned scholar, and he was a king. Actually, he won the king. There's a long story, and he won the king, and he wanted Ramanujacharya to be his successor after he leaves the body, and it happens actually for Sri Sampadaya. Sri Sampadaya come from the who worship Lakshmi and Narayana. Our is a Gaudiya Sampradaya, they have a Sri Sampradaya. So what happened basically that the Yamunacharya was about to leave his body, and he called first people they called as the Grahastas. He said, you need to come, and then he called everyone. Then they all came in and they paid obeisance to the Yamunacharya, and they said that you are the only, I called you first because you need to take care of brahmacharis, you need to take care of vanaprastha, and third, you need to set example for others. What are the example for others? That you need to come every day in the Mangalarti, you need to do preaching, you need to do service. If you do, other will follow. Brahmachari will do it his job, but they will say, oh, it's a brahmachari job because he don't have any other job, so he has to do it. But if you do it, then definitely other will follow. So it is very important. So the Yamunacharya, that you have to maintain all the ashram. That is your responsibility. Similarly, today also, it is our responsibility. Grahastha is very, very important. We don't understand the importance of that. So then that's one. Then we need to chant every day, serve the Vaishnava, serve the Supreme Lord. That's again the responsibility to mention on that. And then what do we have to do? Look for the how we can benefit everyone who are on anywhere you find it. Yesterday I was just going outside the temple, and the boys were coming and they were laughing on me because I was wearing that the devotee dress. So I called I asked him, why are you laughing? I say, no, you are looking different. I said, no, it's basically our culture. Then I said, say at least say Hare Krishna. I said, you come to temple and then understand the culture, why we are wearing like this, then you will understand. So at least when they were passing it, they actually say a word Hare Krishna. Definitely that word will work some other day in their life. But they were taking jokingly, no problem. But it's our job. We, whatever the circumstances we faces, any problem we faces, we should give the holy name. Even that Haridas Thakur, he was being beaten like anything in 22 marketplace, but he never left the name of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He was, so any situation, right? We will not get into the worst situation. We know that because we cannot handle it, we'll run away from those worst situations. But I'm saying that which is the situation we can handle it, we need to take the holy name for them. And that is very important, because the Grahasta is the one who is very, very important. Now the important part of this, the do's and don'ts of for the for Grahastas, as I mentioned, the Yamunachari example I was giving you. If you read that Ramanuj story, it's a very nice story. It's a very long story, and it's a lot of challenges. How they have they made their sampradaya proud, and they have elevated everyone to that level. It's a very nice story on that Ramanujacharya. So as Prabhupada mentioned, all the scriptures saying that rise early in the morning, take a bath, greet and worship the deity. We need to chant our rounds, then we do Narsingha Arati, then we worship, and then we come to Bhagavatam class and all that. Then we get prasadam, and we need to first offer to the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas, and then after then we need to take it. And if you can do some charity, nothing like that. Why the charity is important? Because again, there are some those who have actually, even Prabhupada says that, or the Rupa Goswami says that we should at least, when whatever your wealth is there, at least 50% you donate it, 25% you keep for your maintenance, and 25% for other requirement, your household and all that. But today it says it's not possible. So I'm saying donate something, whatever the way you can, little bit, right? It can be either service way, it can be a monetary, or it can be something else, but donate something for the Krishna consciousness, and for also, so that there are those who needs it. Like there are Prabhupada started. I was hearing one that why Prabhupada was crying actually. So I was hearing it, Prabhupada Leela that there were actually, when Prabhupada was in Mayapur, I think he saw that the dog and the two boys are fighting, for one chapati. Yeah. So the dog also trying to snatches, and the boys also trying to fight for that. Then Prabhupada was crying that, what is this? Where we are actually in this world? The Lord has given us everything, and we are fighting for one chapati. He was crying that so then from that day, Prabhupada started this Food for Life. And this is a charity. There are a lot of people. I hear the devotee. There's so many examples. There's so much fight. Actually, they go out of their way for the donation, for the Food for Life. Some they come to the temple and they give, but there are devotees who actually go in the street in the rainy season, in the hot season, and the cold season, and in a worse condition, they go and get the donation for the Food for Life to fulfill the mission of Prabhupada. And Prabhupada saw that picture, the incident, what happened, and that's we need to remember ourselves that why the charity is important. Because it's bring to the level, then okay, to the next level, that we have to elevate ourselves. And you can do a service also. There are not necessarily those who can't do it, they can come to the temple and services. But service is also a form of charity. Again, that we say that also it need to be very careful. The devotee need to be careful, that we should be very careful that what is our association outside. And also we should not detach from that, we a certain, sometimes we say that we want to detach from other people and all that. We should be avoiding that. and we should detach only from that which is not good for our devotional service. And also we need to see that, okay, that whatever we have, that comfort we have in our life, we should not attach to those. Okay, I want a very comfortable house and all that, I want everything to be luxurious and all that. We see whatever it is possible, we get. There was a rich person walked into the Prabhupada room in USA, and he asked the question to Prabhupada, and he looked at the Prabhupada room, all the site, and says, "Where is your furniture?" He asked Prabhupada, "Where is your furniture?" Prabhupada told him, "This is my furniture, the table which Prabhupada sits on the floor, and then right on that, and then there is a bed. Yeah, this is my furniture." He said, "Where I sit?" He said, "Prabhupada, sit here." Prabhupada gave him a mat. So that is, Prabhupada said, "This is much. This is enough for me. I don't need anything." So, but we it's basically like we want a luxurious furniture of this kind, that wood and all that, different kind of wood. Someone like from Italy, or someone something like that, different style. So it's a luxurious thing. But whatever you can afford to live within that condition, nothing like that, means a minimum, so that you don't have to worry about much. Don't attach to those things, attach to the Krishna, which can help in your life. So that is the important for Grahastha, not to attach of material products which is not going to last for long, and which is not going to give any kind of relief. Maybe you are just sitting for half an hour, 1 hour on the sofa, that's maximum you can enjoy. You can't sit whole day on the sofa in the same position or like that. So but what makes you comfortable is basically the name, and when you do the devotional service, when you associate, when you hear it, that makes you comfortable. So the another point for the devotee is basically the worshipping. Worshipping is very important for the devotee. So they need to, as per our what we follow is the Narad Panch Ratra we follow actually. So there is a way of worshipping. That's the reason if you look at that, we offer first incense, then we offer lamp, then we offer water, then we offer napkin, then we offer flour, and then the other things. That's the process. And then we blow the song, the conch shell. That's because it's come from the Naraj Pantaratra, that this is the way we have to follow that, and that's how we have to do it. And that's how we are learning. That's the reason we have been given the Harinam Diksha first, and after that we've been given the Brahman Diksha, because the Harinam we purify, and then we come to the next level, we learn how to worship, and we follow a lot of rules and regulations, that we can't go in that particular dress, and we have to take a bath. We can't eat when after eating you need to take a bath, then you can go, and so many various processes are there, right? So we have to be, and there is an important mention over there in this one, especially who are opulent in the material possession. The path of deity worship is strongly recommended. This is written by Prabhupada actually. The second point, why this is very important. Those who are materially possessions, they have a lot of money actually, because they do so much of anarthas, they do so much of other activity, because they spend money, because they have a lot of money. They look for a way, where do I spend my money? There is a there's the biggest donor we have is basically that from the Ford company, Ford group of company. So he's our basically he's taken initiation. Also, his name is Amrish Prabhu. Now he's a part of this fund team. Now he was telling me, I can go the kind of money I have, I can go to the far end of the material world. I can go there. I have a capacity, but I've seen there those are going there. What happened to that? That's the reason I've returned to the spirituality. So some are intelligent, some are not intelligent, because they don't know how to use the money for what the purpose. Yeah, they will give a charity, like they will okay, and next day they will announce the paper also, newspaper, I've given so much of charity, I've given this money, that on that donation and all that. Bill Gates Foundation. Every time you hear something, okay, Bill Gates Foundation doing this, Bill Gates Foundation doing that, but they have their own interest, because they want to cut their taxes by paying the other side. So it's not they are not intelligent, they are smart actually. They materially smart, not spiritually smart. They want to save the money, because Some country have, if you give a donation, right, they are donors, so they get a tax benefit because they're showing that okay, we are making and they get a name and fame. For the name and fame only, that's it. So for those people, the deity worship is very, very much required. There are so many rich devotees we have in our ISKCON temple, and they worship actually. There are some who are actually basically doing the worshipping at the pujari and all that. And today they are very now very they have a lot of material possession, material opulence, but they still follow the rules and regulation and this thing. So and they why the Prabhupada is saying again, it's a luxurious paraphernalia. So they can buy actually luxuriously. Now, if you look at that, some of the people, I've seen that, they have a houses so big, they have luxurious thing in the house, but when they offer to the Lord a very tiny glass, very tiny bowl, and then small plate, one cashew nut, one almond, one other thing, small piece of sweet, that's it, and tulsi leaf, as they say, yeah, we have given you. Look at that, they have so much of opulence and what they are offering. So Prabhupada saying those who are luxurious, they can buy luxurious things to the God, right? When Prabhupada was going, one was at the airport, the reporter asking that you are coming in Rolls Royce. Prabhupada says nothing. The Lord, the vehicle is more opulent than this. I'm just coming in this metal thing. Lord should come in a very golden vehicle, and they were it was quite after hearing the Prabhupada answer. So we have to be, so those who have money, they have to offer more to the Lord, the nice, very expensive clothing, whatever you can do. That's because Lord is not going to take all this from you. It's your possession. It's you are maintaining it. It is your but that is your affection, your love, that Lord sees that, right? So that's what we have. So whoever have a deities, right, they can worship at home if they are far away. But Prabhupada saying those who are near to the temple, they need to worship at the temple. They need to come to the temple, and otherwise those who can't come, they can worship at the home. That is also recommended for those who devotees cannot go, or so they can form, like some matajis, they have a kids, so they can do worship at home. Even the maintaining kids is a worship itself. The making a devotee, a Krishna consciousness devotee, is a worship actually, indirectly actually, because you are making them a Krishna consciousness. And we will see a very nice line which I've written, it will come about that, serving someone for making them a Krishna consciousness. Okay, charity, I mentioned about the charity already, that this should the spiritual advancement. Okay, how this charity helps, charity, how the charity can help me to in the spiritual advancement. Okay, the point here is basically that the charity, because once you give the charity, it may help the other devotee or other anyone who are basically looking for some way of help and all that, that I can like for example the brahmachari or the sannyasi. I keep asking the question to sannyasi and brahmachari about their life, and I asked them that what are the difficulty you face. I know that if they say always we don't find any difficulties, but there are challenges in their life, which is they try to manage with them, with that only. Now the devotee is actually, they will not ask for you anything. When the sannyasi or brahmachari comes, we offering them food is good, but we need to give something, a gift also to them. Any you can give anything like clothes or any monetary gifts and all that is the actually. So what happened basically, one the devotee comes to your house, it gives a blessing to that. Therefore yesterday we were reading about the Gopal Goswami Bhatt. So he went to Saharanpur, Devban place, and there was he actually was going to Nepal to the Damodar Ghat Gandaki river. And on the way, he stayed one day at the Brahman house because it was raining and he can't go. So he stayed there. So the Brahman requested Gopal Bhatt Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis, Gopal Bhatt Goswami, he requested, the Pandit requested to bless us that we have a son. And he blessed, he stayed just for 1 day. And from there, if you look at their lineage, they are today, they are serving the Radharaman table because of that blessing. So that is basically that how advanced their entire generation has changed. Prahlad Maharaj was blessed by Narsingam Dev Maharaj, that your 14th generation up and down will be blessed. They are liberated. You don't need to worry about it. So that is how that spiritual advancement happened, not just by seeing yourself, but your other also, your family and all that. So when you give the charity to them, they give you so much of education, they bless you, they come again, they see you. And that's how our spiritual and man, they will tell you, okay, this is the way you're doing, this is the way you have followed. Yeah. They give free also. In the Krishna consciousness, nothing is basically that we have to give. Yeah, everything is getting free. But it's our responsibility. When you are taking something, you need to return also. Otherwise, you are in debts. Debt of spiritual master. Anyone can be. Your debts of your parents, your debt of nature, your debt of earth. You are, because you are eating so many foods from, so you are in debts actually. There are 5 kinds of debts. So we have to pay them. Your debts of your pitrus also. You are in debts because your forefather and all that. Your parents, your scriptures, your spiritual master, your earth, those are in debt actually. So we have to pay them. That's the way of paying the. It's only for grahasthas actually, because the brahmacharis and sannyasis, they're only dependent. Their job is to worship, to learn the scriptures and then to teach everyone. And that's the biggest, the charity they do it. So we also need to part the knowledge to other also. So for it's saying that now you're giving a charity for not the right person, and you think, okay, I'm inviting Vaishnav to my house, they will give me mercy. It should not that way actually. We should not think that that's a wrong way actually, because you are inviting Vaishnav to learn from them and to purify your house also, because wherever you go, it purifies that. When Ganges were told by Lord Vishnu, the Bhagirath, that you need to come, there were discussion happened that there was the Ganges was saying to Lord Vishnu that if I come down to earth, there are so many people who will bath in my this thing and then Ganges, and they will impure me because of their sin. So I will be collecting so many sins. So how my sin will get removed? Then the Lord says that when a devotee, when a Vaishnava take a bath, immediately your river will be completely clear. The water will be completely clear. So that's the reason. So one side, the sinful people take a bath in the river. Other side, the pure devotee take also the river. And then it balance it, like credit and debit, it balance automatically. So that is how because otherwise all the people taking, sinful people are taking bath again and again, the river, it get polluted because of the sin. So those devotee comes, pure Vaishnavas come, the devotee come, the Lord, they take a bath and it get clear. So we have to be, when we are doing a charity, we need to have a right consciousness. We are calling Vaishnav in the mood of serving them, not in the mood of showing that I've called so many people in my house. Oh, Vaishnav, this Maharaj came, that Maharaj. That people have a lot of this in competition. I call Maharaj in my house. Right? That should not be our way. Our is basically that attitude to be serving attitude. And the last point is mentioned, that compassion. Mahabadanyaya. Mahaprabhu is Mahabadanyaya. Those who are suffering, we are suffering. Materially, we are suffering. So we have time. Huh? So just stop me, please, because it's a long subject actually. So we need to be compassionate for everyone, living beings who are like cats, dogs, rats, anyone. We need to be compassionate, because that is our because all are part and parcel of the Lord. They all are suffering, including us also, and we need to help them by giving prashadam and all that. Some people say we should not give it to beggar. We should give it to beggar also. Beggar may come in any form, or maybe your prashadam, what you are giving, may he turn to be a devotee. I was hearing about in Nairobi temple a long time back. They were telling me a story There was a person, a drunkard person, used to sit in the stair of the Nairobi Iskcon temple, Sri Radhabaki Bihari temple, drunkard, and he used to come every day drunk, and he used to sit in the temple. But one day, though the person who told me, one day he told me that he was sitting in Vyas and giving the lecture because of hearing. So because no one have removed him, because he used to come at the Bhagavatam class time only. Maybe he was hearing or not hearing, we don't know. But one day they told me they completely turned, it completely changed. Because how is changed? Because someone and other. The Lord is compassionate for everyone, all the living entities. But the devotee are more compassionate than like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Mahabadanya. That's what. So he's shown a compassion to so that change, and that's the reason we are there. We have a Lord, some little part of energy. We need to execute it. The way we execute it, then other will get benefit from it, because the world is suffering. It's a Dow and all. It's a full of fire. It's a forest fire, wildfire, like you see in Australia, US, and also. They take days and days to extinguish that fire. Similarly, we have a fire in us also, which is killing us, the material fire. So we need to be compassionate to everyone, and that's a form of the charity. Okay, I'm giving to help, to elevate and all that. Not just okay, I'll get some credit point and then I'll enjoy it. No, that's wrong actually. That's a very important lesson now here, basically, that we Grahastas, we have now nuclear family. We don't have a joint family now. There is joint families, days are gone completely. Every children or every this thing, you have descendants or all that, or who are, they want to live separately from their parents. They don't want to be in a family together. Because, and why? They want, wife say, I want to be independent. Others say, I also want to be independent. And that's how they suffer. Because they don't have the guidance. Though no one is guiding them. No one give them education. Because the elderly people, they have so much of experience. I asked, there was like in one of the company I was working with. So he asked me, actually, I gave a answer, and then he also gave me answer, very nice answer, but it was like a discussion only. He asked me, what you will do after, that was a long back actually, before coming to Krishna consciousness. I said, I'll go to village and I'll settle there. He said, you are making a biggest mistake in your life. I said, why? Because see, you have spent your so many years in learning so many things and understanding and getting the experience. Now you will do something sitting in a village, not utilizing your all experience, all in all that. I said he's right. Similarly, also we need our elderly people. They have so much of knowledge. I have so many stories. Just I'm going to add, because it's a very long topic. Yeah, maybe we can because there are so many slides are there. So the experience matter, and we need to respect it, and we need to teach. Today, no one is teaching how to respect elders. Actually, I used to read so many stories about how to respect our grandparents, our relatives, and all that. Today, there is no culture actually. When I'm telling you, then there was a riots happening in Delhi in 1984. My father was in Air Force, so we have a house in the Air Force campus, which is like a forest, and which is just next to the Indira Gandhi Airport. Now it has changed completely. But that time we were used to go to the runway also. Nowadays you can't go. I'm talking when I was kid. So what happened basically, that when the riots happened, all the family people, like we were cooking those time, like for a week, we were cooking a food for around 70 people in our house only. And that was actually summertime. So everyone was sleeping outside, because we cannot accommodate 70 people in one house. Like, so we have a courtyard in every place and all that. Even the other people also help. Our neighbor help us. So I'm saying that because because of the joint family, they know that we have a brother there, so let's go to his house. But today, people don't go that. Oh, let him be. And then he will not invite. Why you came? I have already this thing, So we don't have those culture to actually bring back that. How do we associate with the elders? How do we respect them? Right? We need to say that sweetly, politely, courteously, respectfully. We don't speak actually. We feel that these are burdens here actually. And there are so many. I was working with a company, they were making a old age home, a luxurious old age home. And the cost of like, it's like Indian rupees, like they said that you come there, we'll take care of your medical, your everything, your all kinds, you have to pay 2 crore rupees, right, for that. And only you can pass to one generation. That is your next generation. After that generation, third generation will take it over. And that only you can go if you are 60 plus. You can't go before that. So people are making because why they are making the money? Because we are not taking care of the elders. That is the problem. And that is the responsibility. We've forgotten completely. So we need to, like this, what we are teaching, be humble, Prana, what we read every day on Sasakam. That is what, but we don't understand the meaning of the where it is exactly connecting actually. Where is the connection is happening? We only think, okay, we are nurturing ourselves, we are getting education, but it's a connection altogether. Why the Mahaprabhu said like all that? Because it's a connected thing. We think, okay, I'm a Vaishnava, pure Vaishnava, I'm a Brahman now, so I'm okay. No, you are not okay. You are alone actually. You are thinking of yourself. You are not setting the surrounding actually. The surrounding is also very important. So that's the reason Prabhupada cultivate this Vaishnava culture and all that. So we need to speak to elders and all that. My grandfather used to come at our house from village. He was in this thing, Indian INA, Indian National Army. That time he was captured by the Japanese and all that. So he used to tell me the story and all that, and we used to enjoy that. So, but I'm saying that point here is basically that there is a relationship actually. That relationship can be spiritual or material, but at least we need to respect. And some are those who are devotees. I've given the picture. Look the happiness. They're so smiling. The face and all. They give so much of education to you. We need to get those education. I think I think there are more. I can send the slides to you, so you can just read it because the time is not permitting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for sharing and giving us an overview of what we should be doing. And I have really enjoyed it, and I have found gaps in so many things of what I have been doing not right. So thank you for enlightening us. Prabhuji, I'd just like one question. This Gita course they are teaching in the university is where?
So it's at Amity University, Noida.
Noida. Okay,
Amity.
So in India they've started.
Amity University. You know Amity University?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. They've started Gita. I was surprised actually. My daughter told me like a week back actually. I said, I was very happy. I said, I've done the right thing actually in my life to give you the admission there. She was getting in another university, but it was far. So we chosen that university actually.
That's excellent, Prabhuji. That's really okay. I open this forum to any questions or comments. There are no questions or comments for today's topic. I think everybody is just like me thinking about where they have there are gaps in our Grahasta ashram. And I really like the point, Prabhuji, where you said you are together doing things for Krishna. So I think if we all looked at that statement of yours, Prabhuji, I think we would be winners. Then there wouldn't be any horses and there won't be any fights and everything, because together we work for Krishna. I think that's a real good motto for today, at least.
I'll share this presentation so you can forward to everyone. Then at least they can read it. It's very simple actually, and because it has a quite more subject to talk about. But yes, I think Mataji is asking something.
Sandhya, kindly unmute and ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Kirtika Mataji, and Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and devotees. Prabhuji, you said nowadays everyone is having nuclear families and they want to do their own thing. Prabhuji, is it not exactly like we all wanted to do our own thing and so we went away from Krishna because we wanted to do our own, have our own nuclear life, isn't it?
Yes, of course. That's the only way. That's the only problem. We want to even we want to do worship. We want to do worship by our own, actually, our own way. That is the problem, actually. It's a, that's the reason if you heard that politicians start saying Vasudeva Kutamba. Vasudev means we are a family of the Kutam. I mean, Kutam means basically a family. Vasudev means Krishna. So I'm moving away from the Vasudev Kutam, actually. We don't want to leave, actually. We don't want to see it. Actually, it's because of envious, actually. We don't want to see that if there are two pujaris are there, they're worshiping, they don't like each other because they are doing the same. It happens. It's natural. But we need to see that whom we are serving, actually. We are not serving the other pujaris, we are serving the Lord. So that's the reason we don't like, actually. That's the reason we don't like our parents, our this thing. So many things we don't like, actually. And that's the reason we get separated away from them.
Yes, Prabhuji. So what we did up there, we are still continuing doing it here on a larger scale.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, any more questions or comments? Okay, there are no more questions or comments. I'll hand over to Parth Prabhuji. Parth Prabhuji, kindly take over.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. It's a nice class, also nice topic. As we all are in a Grahast ashrama, and what is supposed to be our responsibility, our duties, our sacrifice to the society, it's very important. At least we can know what of our duty also. And also in all the scriptures, it is described the Grihast ashram is the best of all ashramas. Yes. Also, Gunagara Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Jai Ho. So, Grihast ashram is the best, and it is the root of all ashram, like Sannyas ashram, Brahmacharya ashram, Banprastha ashram. It is this. He's giving the all the facilities to all the ashram, so that when this creation, the universe is created by the God, then the second creation by Brahma. It was directed to Brahma, who is supposed to make the human society, and the Prajapati also do this in human society for the fulfillment of all the benefits and all the desires of every living entity. It is not like means only Grihast ashrama, Sannyas ashrama, or Banprastha. Even all the living entity, we can see that is the duty of the human being as the super creature. He also taking care of the animals, the birds, the insects, the plants, everybody. So Grihast ashram is very, very important. But how can we supposed to do? We are not supposed to be we supposed to be Ved, or the scriptures told we supposed to become Grihastha, not Gruha Medhi. It means we are so much entangled in our household job, and we have no thinking, we have no time to think about the God for whom I come from. It's very important. We're not supposed to be Gruha Medhi, but we're supposed to be Grihastha, to open the facility for everyone. So this is very nice. Also in the scriptures it is told, Krishna sansar karo, chadi anachara, Krishna mata, Krishna pita, Krishna dhana pran. We're supposed to, if like you told in your lecture, if our center is a Krishna, then everything is proper, and we can rotate in proper direction, and everything will be smooth. Hope it is a very nice class, and then we hope this sometimes like this type of a class or lesson is more important for us. We'll do that one. And thank you very much, Prabhuji. Also thanks all the devotees who joined in this forum. Also thanks the Kishum devotee, my dear, all the devotees.
Also,
when you said, then I think, yeah, when I saw you in the photo, then I see it is a Kishum temple. The window side is sitting where it is. Is it Nairobi or Kisumu? Then you told it is a Kisumu. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhuji. I request all the devotees, please unmute yourself and chant Hare Krishna mantra for glorification of His grace. Prana Hari Prabhuji, please join. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpa tarubhyasya Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.